10 o'clock, Friday, 10 p.m., Friday, 10 p.m. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. So, it is February 2nd. So that would be 2024. Here we go. So let's check and make sure we have gone live. Yep, we've gone live. Let's get comfy. Let's get comfortable here. Can you smile? I want to take your picture. Smile for me. Where are you? Over here. Smile. There you go. Okay. Here we go. We are live. We are live. If I talk into the microphone, we are live. Scotty's here. Sammy's here. Joey's here. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. So here's Joey. How you doing, Big J? Here's Sammy. How is my Sammy Superstar? It's Friends time. That's right. Tonight we're just going to spend a little time together. And just, if I could cross my legs, better go on a diet. Let's move this mic over here. That's better. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the back? So, Sammy, Scotty, Joey. Hi, Scott. How you doing? Better to get the microphone in my face. Randy. Randy is awake. Sammy is just right ahead of Randy. I got a new toy. It's coming later this week. That is so cool. I get so excited when Sammy gets a new toy. Probably a B&H toy. Use my links in the description below. Yes. Oh, it's going to be that time of the month where I'm going to ask B&H for a camera and a lens. So if you want to help me out and get some points in my pocket, in the description down below, in the links, I actually labeled it. What I've asked you to give me help with. Click on one of those links. Just go poking around. Just go poking around. So Randy is here. Randy usually eats a nice meal, and then he relaxes in his chair and falls asleep. And Woody is here. How you doing, Woody? Good to see you. And Jim Monday. I talked with him on the phone today. Good evening, Peter, and everybody. Happy Friday night. Well, there's rumors that my people and Jim Monday's people are getting together, and we're trying to make arrangements for us to meet. So the rumor on the street is Jim is coming to visit me, but we're not sure. We got to just make sure all the stars align and everything is going well. Okay. So, hi, Jim. How you doing? Thank you. I did get your gift today. I restarted my Patreon, you guys that want to be part of my team, and you want to get, videos that never make it to be on the air. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? They're just so-so, or I'm not dressed right, but for family, it's okay. So I think as low as $3 or something like that, you can join my Patreon. I think I was smart enough to put a link in the description down below. Down there, where it says show more. I think there's a Patreon link. So that's where the folks... I'm not sure. I think they lowered it down to $1, but since they take 30%, I think it's $3 is where you break even. So for $3, you could get some of the videos that is just a quick, I might be in my t-shirt or my shorts or something, and I just sit down and talk. And it never makes it on the air, but it'll make it for my patrons. Patreon. Is it patrons or Patreon? So this is the Nikon ZF. So this is a Randy camera that he is allowing to be here. And I actually changed the lens on this camera and took off all the high quality lenses and I just put the regular lens that's a kit lens, 16 to 50 millimeter, and look at what she's doing. She's not doing too bad, doing actually good. Now the focus might go a little haywire, okay, because don't forget it's looking for eyes, okay. I got my eye glasses on, and it's a crop sensor, so everything is stacked up against this poor camera. And yet, nice picture, Nikon ZF. So the talk for tonight is going to be about a new Nikon rumor. So Sammy says it's not from the B&H this time. Okay, we're going to find out more. Here's Chris. Chris and Carlos here from Joshua Tree, California. That is amazing. That is fantastic. So Joey is talking to Sammy. Sly is in the house. Now remember, Sly is going to go on right after me. She's saying hi, everybody. Hi, Sly. All right, class, everybody together now. Hi, Sly. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. It is Friday. So the cart that Sammy made possible for me to roll the TV in and roll the TV out, I just unplugged it from the wall, which is over here, and I rolled it over there. So I can bring the Christmas room back. So maybe next Friday, get your pictures ready. Get your pictures ready, because next Friday we'll probably be looking at pictures again. And if all goes well and God is willing and the bridge ain't up, the Friday after that, Jim Monday's supposed to be coming down to Miami. And he says, Peter, while I'm in Miami, can I come and see you? I says, yes, let's do lunch. I'll make you whatever you want. You want a steak? Do you want hamburgers, hot dogs, baked beans? Just tell me. So Jim Monday and I are probably going to have lunch, actually 2 weeks from today. And but he won't be here Friday night live. He's welcome, okay. But then he's gonna leave and drive across the state. So I don't think it'd be a good idea for him to be traveling at that time of the night. So he's probably going to see me in the afternoon, and then after we spend lunch, we come play in the Christmas room. I hope he brings his Sony A7 Mark IV. I'd like to get my hands on that, and of course he'll be able to see my E1. So this is my E1, and I got a Ulanzi fan on the E1 right here. Let's get the, all right, so that makes the camera probably one of my favorite cameras for me. For other people, it's different cameras that would be your favorite camera. So just because I have this camera, that doesn't mean that the other cameras are bad. That's no. That's not nice at all. But I pick out what I like for myself, and I think that the E1 is probably the best bang for the buck, and especially with the overheating issue that it has, is completely knocked out of the park with this Ulanzi fan. So the negative part of that is this won't close because the fan sticks out. See, if I aim it up, well, you can't really see, can you? How about if I do it this way? If I aim it like this, see? It's got a little bit of thickness there. I can't see that too well. Okay, now you can see like a gray. All right, so there we go. So that doesn't allow this to close. So rather than putting the stickum stuff that they put there, I don't like that. I put a rubber band, and I'll make a video and show you how the rubber band goes around. It goes right over the, whatchamacallit, the lens mount barrel down here. So I can actually remove this lens completely, and the rubber band stays in place because I got a very thin rubber band. It wraps right around this barrel and stays put. And I have a few extra rubber bands in my bag so that if it breaks, if it snaps, I just get another rubber band. Easy as pie. So that's what we got going here. And this is the OMD EM1 Mark II. OMD came out with a new camera, OMD 1 Mark II. So this is the Olympus before they went out of business and sold it to OMD. Okay, so the new camera that came out, all right, I'm disappointed in it, okay? And if you're a Micro Four Thirds aficionado, don't take what I'm going to say to heart and get all upset, okay? But I think they should have been trying harder. So I'm watching people like friends of mine, like Robin Wong, okay? And he said that the focus didn't match this, the OMD EM1 Mark II, which is what I have here. So the Micro Four Thirds today, okay, this is my opinion, so get ready for an opinion here. Micro Four Thirds today is all about the lenses and nothing else, other than somebody having a quirk and going like, I don't know, I like Micro Four Thirds, you know, Bobo. Now that's possible. I can understand. I can even understand that. Okay. But the only reason to really buy Micro Four Thirds is because of the lenses. All right. So here I have this lens. It only fits on a Micro Four Thirds camera. It's a Leica. What do you call it? Lumix Leica Panasonic 42.5 f1.2 lens. This lens is like a piece of jewelry. Honest to God, this lens is one of the best lenses. Doesn't matter what camera body you want to put it on. The lens is fantastic. So that's what Micro Four Thirds is about. Lenses like that. And they've got 3 or 4 amazingly fantastic lenses. Here's another one. A 25 millimeter f1.2. 1.2. You didn't hear me wrong. This is an f1.2. You didn't hear me wrong. And these are Leica, their fingers, Leica's fingerprints are on these. This is an Olympus Pro before Olympus went belly up on the camera part, okay, and sold it to another company. So when they came out with their new camera, by the way, the link for that is in the description for the OMD Mark II. It's not the OMD, it's OM1, OM Systems. So the proper name is OM Systems. See, when the brains in gear and the mouth cooperate, so it's OM Systems. So they will no longer say Olympus here. See how this one says Olympus? Let's get it down here so you can see. See how it says Olympus on the front? Wrong way. All right. So the new ones are going to say OM Systems or OM, one of the two. All right. And a camera that important to them, the focus is not up to par. It took a step backwards. Now, this is not with a hands-on. This is where I'm living through someone else's eyes. Robin Wong, somebody I trust. And when he says that the focus is not up to par, that's serious business for a $2,300 camera. And it's not about the camera. This camera can be had for $500, and it's a flagship Olympus camera. I love it. It's fantabulous. So the only viable camera nowadays for Micro Four Thirds for somebody that wants to get their feet wet would be the G9 Mark II, which has the focus system that's in this Lumix S5 Mark II right there. So you take the G9 Mark II, and it's got, they put finally the first phase with a Z, phase detection, okay, focus system into a Micro Four Thirds camera. And that camera is the Panasonic G9 Mark II. That's the camera I want to get in here. So that's why I need your help for you to go down below in the description and click on something from B&H. So they see traffic is coming from me to them, and they go, okay, we'll send you a camera. Otherwise, they're going to see I'm not sending them traffic, and they're going to go, why should we bother? Why should we bother to send you a camera? Nobody comes there from your show. So I need you to go there from my show, okay? You don't have to buy anything. There's no purchase necessary. There's nothing necessary. Just click. Go looking around, and then go along your merry way. That's all I'm asking. Doesn't cost you a penny, okay? So that's in the description below. So that is that's my interpretation of the OM Systems new camera, the Mark II, their flagship camera. Okay, it's the HDMI port is the mini. It's the small little mini one. So usually when you meet somebody new, you put your best foot forward, you put your hand out, you put a smile on your face. Nice to meet you. Well, you don't greet me with a HDMI mini on your $2,300 camera. Do you want to make friends with me or you don't? That's the way I feel about it. Okay, so I'm just saying that because it's like they're not trying. I actually think it's possible that there's a time limit as to how long before they actually remove the name Olympus from their cameras that they have and that they're selling. So that's why maybe the camera took a step backwards. I'm not sure. I'm just not pleased. So remember, my opinion, only my opinion, is it's the lenses that make the Micro Four Thirds system viable. So let's say you're a birder. Okay, you like to shoot birds or animals, something far, far, far away. Okay, well, they have a 100 to 300, which makes it a 200 to 600 millimeter in a very small lens. Not very, very small, but small. And it's full frame. That's why you get into Micro Four Thirds. Okay, so I'm going to ask for the G9 Mark II. This is the 9 millimeter. So now this lens right here allows Micro Four Thirds to actually get into the same bed as Canon, Sony, Nikon, because this will bring it to 18 millimeters. This was what was missing at f1.7. They were missing a nice, strong, light, small. This is light and small, okay? There's others that are bigger, okay? But I want a nice, light, small, where I could point the camera at me, and I can go out in the backyard and vlog. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And I can vlog like this right in my face, because the 9 millimeters, f1.7, is this 1.7? Yes, 1.7, okay? So it's nice and wide, wider than a 1.8, wider than a 2.8. Okay, so 1.7. So it's not 1.4, but we're getting mighty close, especially for the price on this. And I can go out and talk to you. And if I put that on the G9 Mark II, Micro Four Thirds, it's all about the lenses. Okay, it's about the lenses. Otherwise, what are you doing there? It's because you have a lot of nice lenses. That's why I'm interested in it. There's a 9 millimeter. I've got the 42 millimeter, 1.2 Leica Lumix. I got the 25 millimeter, which brings it to a 50, 1.2. All right, professional. It's the Olympus Pro. One of the sharpest lenses ever is the 75 millimeter f1.8 from Olympus. So I have those lenses. I just don't have a camera that matches with today. This is the closest that I have, the OM1 Mark II. And you know what? I like it. And to take a step up from this is going to cost me over $2,000. So this flagship camera that Olympus has discontinued, marvelous. It's marvelous. So that's what we got going on there. So let's go over to the other topic of the evening. And the other topic of the evening is... well, I'll slip one in first. Sony is doing a rare firmware update. We'll find out what it's about. They're going to take the FX30, the FX3, the FX6, the FX line, and they're adding shutter angle, which is going to pop it smack in the middle of cinema country cameras. And that FX30, Sammy has one. If you put that in someone's hands and they've got a talent like Sammy does, okay, he will be able to make some amazing short films. All right, so we got firmware updates coming from Sony. Now, the big news of the night actually is there's new rumors that have come down, that have trickled down, And I don't often trust rumors because I've been burned by them really bad. But the Nikon Z6 Mark III, they need a knockout camera. They really do. This ZF is a fantastic camera, but you could tell that they put a cap on the camera. There, it's just by the design. There is no way to save your presets to settings so that I can take the camera off. I can go to Randy's house, have dinner, take pictures of him and his family and whatever's going on and come back. I can put it back to my preset and put it right back here in the Christmas room. Well, the ZF doesn't have that feature. Can I do that? Yes, I can. You just got to know the camera well enough to know how to save your presets. You save them to an SD card and put the SD cards and tuck it away safely in your drawer. And when you want to call up the settings, you put the SD card in, you go to where it says load settings from SD card, and you're right back to where you left off. So yes, I can do it. But the Nikon cameras usually have like the Z6, which will come up here in a second, or this guy has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 presets I could save. So I can set a preset for Christmas room. I could set a preset for 24p, for 60p. Just change it to that preset and hit the ground running. So the Z6 Mark III probably will have the preset settings. As a matter of fact, let's go over to my desktop, okay? Let me get myself prepared real quick, and let's look at the rumors for the Z6 Mark III, okay? So let me bring that up. Then let me come back over to you guys. I left you. Did you know I left you? Here I am. Okay, so let's go to my desktop all the way back up here to the top. And now you can see what I'm seeing on my desktop. Okay, so this is the Z6 rumors. Let's make sure that I have my microphone running. Yes, I do. Okay, so this is the Z6 rumors on NikonRumors.com. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got. All right. So these are the specs for the rumors. I want to emphasize rumors because Nikon hasn't said squat. Okay, so a rumor is worth the paper it's written on. That's it. But there's people like me that are very, very, very interested because this is going to put Nikon right in the sweet spot of where this camera should be. It should be the killer camera. The Nikon is Nikon. The Sony killer, the Canon killer, okay, the everybody else killer, that's going to be the Z6 Mark III. So 24.5, 25 megabit backside illuminated sensor. So that makes it a pretty nice sensor. So if I highlight that, all right, and it's new, all right. So they're going to do 6K, 60p and RAW, 4K, 120 cropped, and 4K 60 full frame ProRes RAW, which means it'll do 460K full frame. Not a lot of cameras do 460p in full frame. Your Canon R6 Mark II does it. My E1 ZV-E1 from Sony does it. My Panasonic S5 Mark II does not do full frame 60p. All right. The Nikon ZF does not do full frame 60p. So who else does full frame 60p? We got, I'm thinking there's one more and I can't think of who it is. Oh, Canon. The R8 does full frame 60p. Okay. So Nikon needs to put a camera in their pocket that will do 4K 60p full frame, okay, and it's going to do ProRes RAW. Now, honestly, it sounds good on paper. It's kind of like a selling point, but the truth is you and I are not going to do that. The files are going to fill up an SD card faster than you can eat half of your hot dog. Okay? So when they go, "Oh, it's got ProRes RAW. I'm so happy. I'm so happy." Well, you can be happy. Okay? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Okay. So, but the truth is, we're looking for maybe an H.265 in full frame. Okay, that would be good news for the Z6 Mark III. So this is a rumor. Remember, it's worth the paper it's written on, which means it's not written on anything. All right, so it's going to have the an improved vari-angle LCD screen. I don't know if that means the flippy, where you could turn it around to the front, because I got all the cameras in here where I could see myself on them, except for my Nikon Z6 Mark I. I mean, there is no Mark I, but my original. So even the ZF has the flippy screen. So if it's got that, that's a winner chicken dinner. Okay. 20 frames per second stills in RAW at 14-bit. That's big news. That means this camera can fire them off. So 120 frames per second stills in JPEG. So you could do 20 frames per second stills in RAW, 14-bit, and 120 frames per second stills in JPEG. So do you understand what I'm saying? What do you shoot video on, guys? 30 frames per second, that's 30p. 24 frames per second is 24p. 60 frames per second is 60p. So for stills, you can outshoot your video. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so this camera is beginning to look a lot like the Nikon Z8, and they just stripped out the 8K and actually made a camera for the rest of us guys. Okay, so it's got 1/16th of a second shutter speed, which is great for outside when you want to shoot with flash, okay, or you want to shoot a smaller f-stop. Mechanical electronic shutter, okay, that's nice, 299 point AF. 8 stops vibration reduction, which is their version of IBIS. It's the same as the Nikon ZF, which is, in a second, I'll be back on that camera. Pixel shift technology. All right, so this is going to allow you to take a 24 megapixel, see where it says 24 megapixel up here? So pixel shift, a few camera companies have it. Sony is the most advanced, because normally with pixel shift is what it does is it will take 4 pictures, combine them into one, and give you like an 80 megapixel image. Usually it has to be on a tripod, but Sony has made it so you can hand hold it, okay? So it's going to have both the CF Express and SD memory slots. So it's going to have 2 of the memory slots. It's going to have the dial rather than the window, the PSAM. You guys know what PSAM stands for? Okay. Program mode, shutter priority, aperture priority, and manual. They call that a PSAM. PSAM. Okay. It's a hybrid body design between the Z6 and the Z8. Bigger than the current Z6, Z7, but smaller than the Z8. Okay, it's beginning to sound very much like a baby Z8. That's what that camera is. Camera body size and overall dimensions are similar to the Z6 Mark II, but it's a little bit longer width because the LCD hinge and a few millimeters thicker. So it's actually bigger, okay? All right, so a lot of other stuff here that I'm not going to read. The grip button layouts and design look similar to the Z8, which makes it, again, much more like a baby Z8, which is good news for most of us. All right, all the button layouts are the same as the Z6 Mark II. The Z6 Mark III logo is on top. And I was going to say, it's like the Z8, okay? Who cares about the ding-dong logos? The Z6 body overall is 30 to 40 grams heavier. Okay, so that is good from a heat sink point of view. All right, so the Z6 body inherits the design from the Z8. So why did they say that the layouts are like the Z6 Mark II? There are little contradictions going on here, boys. Come on, let's get our act together. So I'm thinking, since the ZF actually followed what the ZFC that I own so closely, if I can't say identical, but darn close to identical, I'm going to think that the Z6 Mark III is going to be a mimic. You can put it in the Xerox copier and it'll be a mimic of the Z8. That is what I'm thinking, if any of these rumors are true, okay? But so far, these are just, in my opinion, I could have sat here and made this list, okay? Because it needs to be that camera. So, and it should be expected early of 2024. We're in 2024. Between January, which we're in February, and April. Okay? So, let's go back to me so that I can talk to you directly. And that is the big news for what's coming out of Nikon. Okay? So, this is going to be really important stuff for Nikon, and it's important stuff for us who are watching and looking to see what camera do we want to buy. Because right now, one of the nicest cameras to buy from Nikon is what you're looking at now, is the Nikon ZF. It's a full frame. It does full frame 24p, 30p, but it does not do full frame 60p. It does the 1.5 crop in 60. And the Z6 Mark II is basically going to get what Nikon has purposely left out of the ZF. They made room, make room for Daddy, make room for the Z6 Mark III. Okay? So I think I left off at Sly. She'll be on in what? In about an hour, at 10:30. I'll be finishing this show at 11, and then at 11:30, Sly will be on. It'll be Sly Reader, and I'll go over there. I'm one of the moderators over there. So Sammy's telling us what he bought. He got the fly cam with the backpack stabilizer. Now, boy, you're really getting into the cinematic stuff. Sammy the superstar is going to be Sammy the superstar director, producer, filmmaker. So Jeff from Australia saying, hi, Peter and all. How is everybody today? Jeff is down in Brisbane. Brisbane was just in the news. What for? I don't remember. Sammy's going, where's the TV? We'll be back with showing pictures next week. Actually, Sammy, you're the one that suggested 1 week on, 1 week off. Don't be playing games with me. Okay, and I thought that was a great idea. So this is 1 week where I just get to spend my time with you. Because you know what? Look at what's actually happening. Okay, Sammy has been here. Charles Richard, who's up next, has been here. Shane has been here. Joseph has been here. Not Joseph. Jonathan has been here. Jonathan, the violin player, has been here. Now I'm naming names. I don't remember who else. Shane. I said Shane. Manny has been here. And now, and Sly has been here. And Luis Vega has been here a couple of times, actually. I'm not sure if he made it on to the Friday night, but he came to visit Sly, and she recorded him, and we played that. And now Jim Monday's going to be here. So you know what we've got? Randy's going to be coming in a month or so, as soon as he gets the roof straightened out on his house, because he understands what it's like when you have contractors over there. He can't just get up and leave. So Randy's going to come and visit me. This is what we have for Friday night. It is like a familia. Like a familia. La familia. Okay? So I'm very excited as to what 2024 is going to bring for us here as a family. Because we haven't grown a lot, but that's perfectly fine. You know why it's fine? I'll tell you why it's fine. Because I like it small, because I get to spend all my time with you. And that's what I want. So let's get back to saying hi. Here's Charles. I just mentioned him. How you doing, Charles? Charles has been here. Did I say Charles was here? Charles has been right here. He sat in the chair here with me. So we're getting quite a few people that have the have-beens. Let's call have-beens. Where did I leave off? With Charles. Lewis is here. I can't wait for Lewis to get here. Lewis is going to get the biggest hug in the world. Hi, Peter and friends. I'll get the pictures ready next time, next Friday. I did get, to be honest with you, Sammy recommended we do 1 week on, 1 week off with the pictures. I did get some people that were disappointed that you're spending all that time with pictures. But I like it because it allows, this whole thing is about connecting with you. I mean, how can I connect with you? I can connect with you via the phone, okay? I can connect with you when you come visit me. I can connect with you when you send me pictures, and I can talk about your pictures. So it's about us connecting together. So don't shoot me too hard and don't shoot too high. Shoot way low, okay? So get your pictures ready, and we can start looking at pictures again next Friday night. Now, the Friday after that, I will be having lunch, God willing, with Jim Monday. He's going to come. He's going to spend the afternoon with me. We're going to play with camera gear and stuff like that. Have a good time, just like, you know, boys and their toys. We're going to get together and play. Okay, now I know he wants to see my E1 because I don't think he's had his hands on with the E1. And I want to see his A7 Mark IV. Not sure, but I think I had one here once. Gosh, so many cameras coming in and out these doors. So anyway, regardless, I'll get to play with an important one because that'll be Jim's, okay? So Lewis is in Canada, so he's going to get his pictures ready. Sammy says we should have had something about baked beans. Not sure. Here's Lewis. I was just talking about Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie. He'll be on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. So you guys, if I think I am going to my brother's, so I won't be here. So, hi Lewis, how you doing? I got to get the battery on my iPhone 10. Where is it? Back in my pocket. Can I just go to one of the stores around here, or do you want to change the battery? I'm not quite sure what to do. It doesn't hold a charge much anymore. And this is my main communication. It's my safety valve. So when I go out and about, because I got a little problem with panic attacks and anxiety disorder and stuff, that this becomes kind of like a crutch. I clutch it to my chest. Okay, now we can go to the grocery store. I got me my phone. Now I could go to the ice cream store. I used to go to the ice cream store because on Wednesdays it was buy one, get one free. So I'm very much looking forward to the Nikon Z6 Mark III. Now the one thing that I did not mention on the Nikon Z6 Mark III is, what do you think the price is going to be? People are talking all over the board. All right. So the happy price is $24.99. That's where they're settling in. So if you want to be a little under that, you do something like this Nikon ZF and come in at $2,000. Okay. This is a little bit above. This is $2,200. All this $21.99 crap. Okay. This camera has the most features of any camera on the market at any price, up until when the A9 Mark III comes out. You can't beat it. Throw all the money you want at it. Now, there are specialty cameras that do beat this camera. They would be highly cinema-oriented cameras. But this camera is no slouch in the cinema department. It does 60p full frame. I mean, it doesn't have 2 card slots. It's got 1 card slot. It's got Sony's newest focus system. It's got the flippy screen, the articulating screen. It's very hard to beat this camera. Its Achilles heel is if you're going to do a lot of shooting at 60p particularly for a long period of time, it's got an overheating problem. It's just part of the game. You can't put that much electronics in such a small body. It's a small body. Another thing this body lets you do is you could put an APS-C lens on here and it doesn't double crop it. Doesn't put it in APS-C mode and then when you turn on stabilization, you get another crop. No, you put this lens on here, which this lens is a 10 to 18 2.8 Sigma lens, crop sensor lens. You put it on here, it doesn't go into crop mode. It stays full frame. So you get that vignette. That's the black circle that comes around. That's no good, right? But wait a minute. Hold on. There's more, okay? If you put it in crop mode once, it takes away the vignette. So you can run a crop sensor lens on a full frame camera, put it in its strongest image stabilization, vignette is gone. Bye-bye vignette. Bye-bye that circle, that black circle, okay? No other camera does that. You put a crop sensor lens like on this Nikon ZF that you're looking at right now. So I put a crop sensor lens on there, all right? Same thing with this guy. I put a crop sensor lens on either one of these cameras. They're both full frame cameras. The camera will automatically shift gears and become a crop sensor camera, even though it really is a full frame. Now, what happens when I put the image stabilization on? Another crop. So they double taxation, double crop. Okay, the E1 doesn't do that. Is that important to you? If it's not, then you don't have to, look at things the way I look at it. I find it very important because there's some very small, light, fantastic crop sensor lenses, and this camera handles them beautifully. I heard one of my favorite YouTubers saying if you put a crop sensor lens on here, you're shooting yourself in the foot. No. Nay, nay. Like that comedian. Nay, nay. No, no. So the Z6 Mark III that eventually will come out, I hope they pay attention to stuff like that. That becomes really crazy impressive. If they go through the trouble of putting the 8 stops that's in here on the Z6 Mark III, and they're going to give you RAW, and they're going to do all that, and then they take a big chunk of lenses away from you because you're in double crop. You're in double jeopardy. They need to think stuff like that through. These camera companies have to come in. We're in 2024. They got to stop acting like we're in 2015. That ship has sailed, okay? So here's my buddy Kyle. Hi, Peter. I'm here too. I got you fired up on my TV in 1440 p 60p. Wow. He's going to see all my zits. Well, I did shave. I did a shower. I washed my hair. I dried my hair. All that kind of good stuff. And then I found something. It's going to sound terrible because of the history, but it's not. I found something called castor oil. They used to give me that when I was a kid. I thought. I'm wrong, okay? And it helps you go to the bathroom. All right, so when you're a child and, oh, I'm crying, I have a stomach ache, Mommy, here's the castor oil. But it wasn't castor oil, it was cod liver oil, okay? I got it mixed up. So cod liver oil smells, it stinks, and it's yucky. Castor oil, there's almost no odor to it. There's a slight odor, and it's not pleasant, but it's not unpleasant. So I mix it with a little water. I mix it with silver water, and just a few drops of the castor oil, and I put it all over my face like a moisturizer, and my face drinks it in, and I look so much younger. I'm going to hit 100 years old next week. Look at how I look for 99 years old. Don't I look fantastic? Okay. So I've been doing this for like 2 weeks, no, a week and a half. So we'll see what how my face responds. Okay, uh, because at 70 years old, you start to get a little sensitive to how you look. You start putting all these damn moisturizers. Sly bought me a bottle of moisturizer. Another friend is like, "Do I look that bad? Seriously? Come on." So I started doing research, and then my research will usually lead me into natural alternatives. Okay, natural alternatives become important. So that's how I found castor oil. And you can drink it. I did drink it. Don't drink it if you don't have a bathroom handy and be planning on blasting off to the moon. You will shoot a brick at a high velocity. I took a tablespoon. The next time I try it, it'll be like a half a teaspoon. It's like, oh my God, who's going to clean this freaking mess? But it did its job. Okay. Not going to say any more because I'm not embarrassed at my age. Who gives a crap? Bah, I made a pun. Okay. So, getting back to my favorite people. Well, Thunder Bro. Hey, Thunder Boy. How you doing, Thunder Boy? You saying hi? My friend has taken lots of photos on that camera. Okay, don't say that camera because I don't remember which one I was talking about. It has to be one of these, okay? But make complete sentences when you make comments because you notice it takes me a while to get to your comments because I yada, 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 I blab a lot. And then when I come around to your comments, I'm like in a duh mode. Here's my buddy Hal. Oh, by the way, welcome, Thunderboy. I know it says War Thunder Bro, but I just named you Thunderboy. Boom! Lightning in his hands. Never mind. I get off track all the time. Here's Hal. How you doing, all? Hi, Hal. How are you? FX3 has 4K 60 full frame. Well, thank you for that. That's another one with full frame because I was trying to think which cameras have full frame. So Sammy popped it up. But you're talking about a $4,000 camera. You can buy two of these for that camera, okay? Now, the prices on both of them come down somewhat. However, this is my weapon of choice. But it's personal. I don't recommend it for other people. Like, I wouldn't say this is a good camera for Sammy. Sammy does short films. I would say the FX30, Mr. FX30 himself. So, Jim says, 20 people are watching, 3 likes. We can do better. Show Peter some love. Yes, guys, if you haven't given a thumbs up, I always forget, okay? And if you're watching this on the rewind, which means after the show's over, you'll watch it during the week. And because I don't move, you don't really have to watch. You can just listen to it. It kind of becomes a podcast. There's 2 things I ask. Actually, 3 things I ask of you, okay? Number 1, give it a thumbs up. That's kind of like an attaboy. It's like a pat on the back. You do that for me, it makes me feel good because it's kind of like a high five. You're doing all right, young man over there. Thank you very much. Okay. The other thing is make a comment if you're watching this on the rewind. I don't like to just sit here in a room all by myself with 4 walls. And I know that my best friends, my family is watching, okay, my extended family. We've got, I think, 18, 20 viewers tonight. 22, I think I saw was the high. So leave me a comment. Just say hi. Tell me something about what you're thinking about with cameras, okay? The chat does okay. Yes, the chat hears. Everybody is not shy, and everybody's pitching in on the chat. And the third thing is I'm about to ask B&H for a camera for February. So they're going to look, as soon as I call them or send them an email, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to bring up my records. And they're going to see, did Peter bring a lot of people over from his show to B&H? Does he get a good response? So I'm asking you to just look in the description. I actually made it easy for you No purchase is necessary. You don't even have to be interested in what you're going to click on. It just needs to register that someone came from here to there. Okay? So I put it right at the top, and I think I wrote something like, what I asked you for help for, click on one of these. It's a lens in the camera, maybe 2 lenses in a camera. So click on one. Then go back and click on the other. Don't spam it, because then they'll throw out those results. And if you're watching this on the rewind during the week, nobody said you have to stop. Go over there and click again. They're looking to see if I can generate any participation. Why should, from their point of view, and they're right, why should they spend the money to send me a camera? They pay the shipping. I don't have to pay the shipping. And they pay the shipping going back. So they try to take good care of the people that they send the loaners to. But in return, they ask 2 things. They ask that I only put a link to B&H and not anybody else for the item that they sent me. So they did send me that FX30, okay? So I honor them. A lot of people don't. They will still put links to Adorama or Amazon, and that's not fair because B&H is picking up the tab to get the camera into the hands of people. And then B&H has never once in the last 10, 15 years ever interfered, not even one time, on what I say, how I said it, or even if I did a video or not. Like I got the JVC 4K camcorder. I didn't like that camera so much, I couldn't find anything nice to say about it. So they sent me the camera, I sent it back. And I didn't make a video. Not a peep, not a word. So they're very honorable in not putting their 2 cents into my videos. If they did, I would probably not like that at all. Okay? I wouldn't allow it, let's put it that way. When I say something, I'm saying it. This is my living room. It's my sandbox. So that's the 3 things that I'm asking for. If you want to financially get involved, I reactivated my Patreon. And I'm not sure if I was smart enough to put the link to that in the description. If I remember, I'll check it when I get off, and if I didn't, I'll put it there. So what Patreon is, you give like $3, $5, $50, $100, whatever you want, okay? And I will be putting videos that I'm not going to do for anybody else, just for my Patreon viewers. I might not get dressed up, so if I take off this shirt, okay, and leave it open, or I'm wearing just shorts instead of long pants, okay? You guys are family, and if you're giving me money, you care enough where you're not going to make fun of my chicken neck. I don't like when people do that. I'm trying to lose weight. I really am. And I'm trying to eat healthy. So, but then you get the nasty people like, oh, look at that fat old guy with the chicken neck. Well, thank you very much. I love you too. That isn't very nice to do to somebody, but that gets their jollies, okay? You know what they get in return? Poof, I get rid of that comment. And they're gone. They're gone forever. So that's what I ask of you. So, I am Sammy. I got Jim Monday. He said that we've got 22 or 20 people. Norm is here. Hi, Norm. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. Everyone around the world. There's a song like that, right? I can't think of what it is. So, the ZF is running. Just want to make sure I'm on the right camera. Is running a crop sensor. Well, I put the specs right up here. Look. So, that's Randy's camera. That's Randy's Nikon ZF. And actually, Randy gifted me the lens that's on it for Christmas. So he says, Peter, I bought you a lens for Christmas. So he bought me the lens that's on there. It's the kit lens, 16 to 50 millimeters. It really makes the camera come alive. So Norm is in Canada. Jeff is in Brisbane. What photos do I send and how do I send? I'm not sure I have the email in here tonight. It's probably in last week's show, but we're not doing pictures tonight. That's obvious. So Sammy suggested that he likes it when I, talk about people, talk to people, pay compliments to them. Like Philip. Here's Philip. And how you doing, Philip? I'm so happy to see Philip. Greetings from Montreal, Canada. God bless my friend. God bless you too, Phil. Thank you for being here. So Sammy bought me, or he made it possible for me to buy. He sent me a gift card, okay, that I was able to use to get and put my 40-inch Toshiba television on a rolling stand. So I just rolled it out, and voila, the Christmas room is here. When I roll it back, I put the TV right behind me, and then I will ask you guys to send me pictures, and I will talk about your pictures. And that is something that a lot of people like. But I did get, I would say, a minimum of 3. It might have been more. That said, Peter, but you're not paying attention to me when I say, okay, so I can't not do that for you. Okay, I have to. That my whole show is built on the premise that I care about you. Therefore, I can't, it's not becoming a picture where we just do shows. Okay? So, I mean, pictures. So this week, we're paying attention to each other. Scotty brought food. I got my super white cup, my super white tornado cup. Nice tea. And Phil, thank you for being here. Love you, dude. I love all of you guys, but thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hello. You know something? I appreciate it when people just come by and say hello, because otherwise I'd be sitting here going like, well, nobody's talking to me. Hello, So it makes me feel very good. Another buddy, the Daily Man. We love you, Peter. Carlos, all the way out in California. So it's almost 11 o'clock. So that you take 11, subtract a 3, carry the 1, dot your I, put a period at the end of your sentence, and it becomes 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay? So Charles says you should review a medium format. Yeah, the GFX 100 Mark II. Ooh, I got my eye on that pumpkin. That big guy. I wish they would do a GFX 50 Mark IV and put the right focus system instead of contrast detection. Peter doesn't want contrast detection, and neither do you. Okay? So Carlos says, your live photo critique is great. No one else does this live. Keep at it, Peter. I enjoy doing that. I'll tell you a little secret. I enjoy it. And I would probably be doing that very heavily if I didn't get a few people comment that they would like to see me interact more personally like this too. So I try to make everybody happy. That's just part of my empathetic, personality. Try to please everybody. That means you can get your feelings hurt real easy, but you never let on. You just keep it quiet. You laugh. You know what do they say? The tears of a clown. There's always a happy face on there. We all go through bad times. Every single one of us. The point is, if you set the person on fire, it leaves. You got somebody really depressed? Put light a match and stick it under their butt. You'll see them change in an instant. Okay? Now, I'm not saying do that. But what I'm saying is there's things that we can do to ward off when we beat up on our own self. Because there's either two things. When you get mad, you're going to beat up on someone else, or you're going to beat up on yourself. So if you beat up on yourself, you're beating up on something God created, and God doesn't like that. You're beating up on his kid. Okay? So it's kind of hard to balance all this. So you got to have tools in your bucket, in your tool chest, to learn how to fight against things like depression, sadness, that dark, gloomy feeling. One of the best ones is gratitude. Have you ever been to the dentist? Did you like it? Well, did you thank God that you didn't have to go to the dentist today. Gratitude right there in motion. Oh, Peter, you're being silly. Really? Try it. Did you have to go to the dentist? Did you have to go to the doctor, get a shot in your butt? I was going to say ass, but we try not to say things like that. Okay. Well, you didn't have to get a shot today? Thank you, Jesus. I didn't have to get a shot today. Well, did you have a fight with your whatever today? You didn't? Thank you. I had a peaceful day. Did you have a nice dinner? Thank you for a wonderful dinner. Did you burn your dinner? Did you burn your house down? Well, thank you, Lord. I burnt my dinner but didn't burn my house down. Gratefulness. This is a biblical concept. Gratefulness is a tool that helps you combat beat up depression, sadness. That happened to me twice this week. Someone hurt my feelings really bad. They don't even know they hurt my feelings. They're still being self-centered about it. Okay? They still think that they're the ones that got the short end of the stick. Okay? When they torpedoed me pretty badly. It took me, I would say, about 5 hours to recover. Nobody knew it. I didn't share that with anybody. Okay? That's private information. But I'll also share with you what I did. I started just being stupid grateful for the dumbest things. Wow, that was a delicious glass of tea. Wow, I'm looking forward to Friday when my extended family will be here. Just fine. Thank you, God, I woke up today. How's that for the biggest one on the block? Thank you, I woke up. Don't wake up and say like, oh, damn, I woke up again. Start at practicing gratefulness, okay? It's a very important feature. All right, guys, I hate to cut the show off when we're flying high, but you know what they say, leave them wanting more. So it's our Friday night hour. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful for every one of you guys. Thank you for everybody that made a comment. I do appreciate it. What else? Z6 Mark III, anything that comes out pertaining to that, I'm going to be on. I need to make a video on my big channel on the rumors for the Z6 Mark III. I need to make a video on the Ulanzi fan. Okay. I need to make a video on this 9mm lens that goes on Micro Four Thirds. I need to make a video on the Micro Four Thirds camera from the, what is it, OM Systems, that new one that they came out that I found very disappointing. So I should be a busy boy this coming week. I need to make a video on this fantastic ZF camera. That is one wonderful camera. Should you buy it? Oh, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It fits in your hands. You know, it just does everything beautifully. And it takes the crop sensor lenses beautifully. And it's a Nikon. You know, a Nikon is like a step above. It's kind of like a BMW to a Chevrolet. Chevrolet is a very nice car. And it drives super nice. And it does everything that a car should do. Is a BMW a little bit better? I think so. Hello. So Nikon would be the BMW. And Canon would be the Chevrolet. So it just does a good job. Did I just say that there was anything wrong with Canon? No, I didn't. So don't put words in my mouth, okay? Don't make it sound like I'm the bad guy here. I'm not. All right, guys. I want you to start saying good night to each other. And based on that, I'm going to give our sign out. Let's see. Where is my sign out? I'm going to have to do something to find this thing. All right. Good night. See you at Sly's on the flip-flop. Bye.
Silent night, oh holy night, oh all is bright. Round the Virgin, the Mother, the Child, Holy Infant, He's tender, He's mild. Silent night, oh holy night, Son of God, love's pure light. Radiant beams from your holy face, with the dawning of saving grace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds shake at that sight. Glory is streaming from heaven above, heavenly angels sing hallelujah.
You have just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching.